And we're live. We're live. Great.
One person
Let
watching.
me put the link. Or did you guys put the link on Facebook already? Should I do it too? I should do it too, right?
Well, 3 people watching. I think it's us three.
Yeah, of course it's us. It always starts like that. So, okay,
Well,
live
that's
now.
something, right?
I'm just gonna say live now. Live.
If you do it on Instagram, I'll share it as a story.
Live now with Dennis. Let me put the link. Or did you guys put?
If
I
you actually
hear the
comment, more
sound.
people see it.
And Alexandre
Okay, I can see the chat. Nice.
Tripodi, and the link. Paste. Bam. Okay. Good. So how many people are watching?
There's some people in the chat.
Okay, 9 people. Wow.
11.
You didn't tag me, man.
I tagged you. Did
Ah,
I?
no, it's just please shut up now.
Okay. So hello everyone. Welcome to another live stream. It's kind of, I was looking for a reason to do live stream just because it's a good time. Because I don't see a lot of my friends, or I don't have. Dennis would say you don't have any friends. That's true. But
why are you picking on me?
Yeah, it's both. It's basically Dennis and Alexandre, and one is in Taiwan, and the other one is in Belgium. So I thought, why not do a live stream, and we'll just find some things to talk about. But I have some fun things. I made a quiz to see which one of you has the best jazz instincts. Let's call it that. And we each prepared a top 5 activities to replace jamming. Dennis, can you move your camera a little bit down?
No, because I guess.
Yeah, well, there's so much space above your head, so like that there's like some room there.
Man, it's because I'm in bed and I'm using the iPad. It's not easy to.
And my apologies for the amateur video caster,
Really,
Dennis.
Cheers. Huh?
Yeah, cheers. What time is it in Taiwan, Dennis?
It's 1:17 a.m.
Wow. You want to be on my channel that bad, huh?
Someone asked me if I could do one at 4 a.m. next week.
4 a.m. So, do we have a thumbs down already? Somebody says thumbs down in the first minute. Where's the thumbs down button? Oh, it's becoming a meme on my channel. Guys, you can thumbs down all day as long as you watch it. Watch it, share it, and then thumbs down. Best thing is, if you really don't like it, hit the thumbs down twice to really show me. Chang in June, yeah, it's cancelled. So, just to start off this stream, what you've been doing last week. I talked to Alexandre, of course, last week, Sunday, something. So,
Right.
what have you been doing since then, Alexandre?
So some more Zoom lessons, and then I kept on practicing a little bit of the bass. I've been mixing some stuff for friends, like collabs videos, and I'm mixing an album that will be released on Bandcamp shortly. I don't exactly know when, but in the coming weeks. So it's a trio with myself, a double bass player called Felix Eymans from Brussels, and a wonderful singer. She's called Muriel Dayer. So she mainly sings in French. She has, but she sings standards too.
Yeah,
a few. You know her.
I saw a video of
she
you
plays
and
with
her.
the violinist with what's the young
with
violinist
Leo
guy?
too.
No?
Yeah, she plays.
Yeah, Leo.
With Leo as well. And so
Didn't you make a video with her in your garden or something?
Yeah, I did. I did. Yeah, multiple.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Yeah.
Some of them are on my YouTube channel. Otherwise, you just YouTube.
So what is the lineup of the album? What are?
So it's just a trio, but she plays guitar, and she's a really great rhythm guitarist. So, and I think mainly it's going to be compositions of her, and we haven't decided what will be on that album. So it's an album that we wanted to auto produce and actually have to sell at gigs that we would have been playing this summer, but that's not going to happen. So we just decided to go Bandcamp. And just do it like that, and maybe when things get better and we have gigs, we'll have a physical version of the CD. So I've been mixing that, and since I've been like opening my mixing toolbox again, as you know,
Yeah, I know.
it's taking me quite a bit of time because I'm like
we're costing each other money because I'm
yeah.
and we're constantly like, did you check out this plugin? And then I'm checking it out. It's like, oh yeah, I need it. So I bought a bunch of plugins that Alexander likes, and he bought some that I like. So yeah, but that's a never-ending story, of course, with plugins. And Dennis knows that too. It's like you keep buying them because there's always something new and better coming out, you know. And you think you need it, and then when you buy it, it's probably good. But you think, yeah, I got some other tools that more or less do the same thing already. But I bought on your recommendation. I bought the Alpha compressor, which is a really great compressor, and I bought the True Iron transistor emulations. So both great buys. You can hear them in my latest video. So I'm always.
I think it's Transformer.
Yeah, Transformers.
Not that I know the difference actually.
No, it's Transformers probably. Yeah, transistors. Yeah. Transistor is like I don't know what it is actually. All right. So I'm joking. It sounds so great because of Alexandre Tripodi, because he advised me those plugins. Anything else you've been doing, or that's it?
Mainly that's it. I had a friend home to jam because we can see some people now in Belgium. So not too many people, but I made sure I had a guitarist among them. so that was great too. Like it feels strange actually to be playing with someone.
The best guitar player in the world is in the chat, guys. So just so you know, Henry Ecker.
Yeah. I just saw a video of it.
Oh, he's badass.
How you doing, Henry? I saw your video with who again? He made a video with
French guitarist, but
what's his name again? I forgot his name.
It's really great.
But it was a really good video, both, and also the editing was really funny. With all the kind of memes.
The little memes, yeah.
And Dennis, what have you been doing past week? 2 weeks, maybe?
Practicing because I'm stuck here in Taiwan. No reason for me to go back to Canada. And since there's no swing music, no gypsy jazz here, I kind of want to still play with people. So I went to all the jazz jam sessions. So I'm learning all the music school standards. Been doing that.
What's the last one you learned?
Man, lots of them. I have a list. I have to look at.
What's your favorite then? What's your favorite?
Recently, no, I don't have a favorite. I mean, I've been trying them all. I've been listening to different recordings from my list. Learned. Or is it okay? I mean, I memorized these songs. It Could Happen to You, Beautiful Love, Days of Wine and Roses, Just Friends, Wave, and some of them I knew already before. September in the Rain, all that stuff. Alone Tonight, Darn That Dream.
Oh, Darn a Dream. That's a pretty tricky one. That's a tricky one to remember.
Well, here's the thing. I looked up the original version to see what the original chords were. And now it's much easier to understand what's going on.
Because I actually made a video about that. Oh no, I wanted to make a video about it, and I uploaded a solo. I played a solo version on guitar, but nobody watched that video. So I was like, I'm not going to do a lesson.
But now I know it. It's like G, E flat 9, A minor, B7, E minor descending chromatic to E half dim, blah blah blah. It's not when you figure out the original version, it all makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I just used the iReal book.
There's a solo by Tom Harrell, the trumpet player.
Tom Harrell.
Yeah. On Dark Dream on YouTube, and it's incredible. Just saying, it's the most beautiful solo ever, pretty much.
Yeah, Tom Harrell's great. Though, have you ever seen him live?
I did, yeah.
I saw him with Charlie Hayden once. It's a really beautiful concert. What else, Dennis? Anything else?
Plus, I've been going to jams. I traveled 200 kilometers just to go to a jam session last Monday.
Really?
It's a pretty interesting jam session because they force you to play a list of tunes from that they chose. So a lot of them were very obscure. So I went and listed the original recordings and transcribed the original chords. When I show up to the jam session, they had their iReal book with completely different chords and completely wrong chords. It's like, gosh.
But how was the level? Because you said the level wasn't always the best in Taiwan. Was that better than one? Did you travel 200 kilometers for?
Well, the level, it's like, no, I think there's some really good players in Taiwan. There are a lot, but there are also a lot. It's jazz is very new here. But it's very, very, very common to only rely on the real book here.
Yeah.
So the chords were not what I expected. I got surprised, especially whispering was completely different from what I knew.
Whispering, that's groove and high, right?
Is it whispering? No, sorry. Yeah, yes. Wait, is it whispering? Tenderly. I'm sorry.
Oh, tenderly.
Tenderly, my mistake.
Oh, tenderly is groove and high. Oh, no, I'm confused. Which one is groove and high? Yeah, but either tenderly or whispering is on the changes of that.
Is it? Okay, I don't know, but
what's the theme of tenderly? Oh yeah, no, okay, yeah.
But the changes were so different that sometimes it can be different enough that you don't care. But this one was completely wrong. Not wrong, but completely different.
But isn't that version in the iReal book or something?
I don't know. They had the iReal book version. Then yeah, but it's not the one that I got from recordings.
Henry Eckert says, by the way, it's Aurélien Robert. That's true. That's right, Aurélien.
He's very good. He's a great composer.
Great player. So what have I been doing? I've been working on the last episode of the Quarantine series, which was pretty special because after I made one with this really obscure piazzolla arrangement of a tango with the jazz guitar in it, right? It's pretty modern. Called El Enteriano. Then one of the best bandoneon players in the world, he contacted me. He said, I would love to be in a video like that. Can I do it? He said, yeah, sure. Do you have a microphone? He said, no. So, but you need a microphone to record. I said, what do I need? He said, well, maybe you could use a Zoom. I said, I have Zoom. I said, no, I don't mean the conferencing app. Oh, I said, no, okay, I don't know, okay. I mean like a Zoom device. Oh, okay. So that he thought the conferencing app. So he bought a Zoom, but it took some time. He lives in France, like a small town. It took like 2 weeks to get delivered to him. And then he messaged me, said, yeah, I have the Zoom. But I didn't know there was an SD card in it. So then he had to order an SD card. But he finally got everything. And we recorded this really great Pugliese. Pugliese is like a maestro in Argentina, just like Piazzolla, like inventor of a style. And we recorded this really great Pugliese arrangement or transcription because you cannot get those arrangements. If you want to play that, you have to transcribe it from a recording, a very old recording, very difficult to hear, but I transcribed many of those things. And we played a very obscure one that people don't know, and the thing is going wild now. So it's crazy because I've made 7 episodes with really, I think, special stuff, like Gizmo Graaf singing Young at Heart, right, with strings and stuff with harp, and they did okay. They got like maybe 2,000 views, but this one is now online for maybe like a day and a half. It's past 10,000 views and 240 shares. So I don't know. I don't know why, YouTube? But
is that on YouTube?
No, it's on Facebook. But I put it on YouTube today. But it's not for YouTube because YouTube, my channel is not really, doesn't attract people that want to see that, right? So it's for Facebook. And then I attached the plan. I said, like, if this video does well, and I said, like, 1,500 views and 50 shares. So we passed that in, like, 3 hours. Then I'm going to do this new thing. Maybe it's the first time people hear about it, but I'm going to start a crowdfunding campaign. Indiegogo will go live Saturday. And we're going to collect funds, €5. You can join for €5 in total. And then we will record 4 more of those tangos, same style or same band. And then for €5, you'll get high quality MP3 downloads of all those tracks. Plus, you get access to the 4 new video clips which will be hidden on a new YouTube channel. So it's just a way for us musicians to be excited about the project, because it's really nice to do it. And people can, for €5, is really not a lot of money. It's nothing. Get those tracks to listen on their devices, and they can see the video clips. So that's a new thing. And if it works, then I might make more. Maybe a Gizmo Graaf Sings album, or Dennis Chang plays Zelda themes. Who knows?
There is video of that on YouTube.
I know that. Yeah, that's why I said it.
Adrian Holovadi's channel.
Yeah. So that's what I've been doing, and it was a lot of work, because it was 8 people, 9 people, 8 people, and Alexandre just said before we started, like, oh, you really upped your game in the video editing, because there was a much more appealing video. But the thing is, this arrangement, those tongue arrangements, so much stuff is happening, right? Like, this guy plays a solo for 3 bars, and then there's someone else alone, and there's a duo, and there's a trio, then the guitar shifts from the rhythm section to the solo. So I can just do much more with the video editing. But it also means it's like three times the time to make the video. Because the video only takes 3 minutes, but it took me 8 hours to edit. So,
jeez.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it's worth it. It's really great to have that music recorded, and I mean, those arrangements are just in my computer. I have like hundreds of arrangements in my computer that were there for years, and yeah, that's the one positive thing of this crisis, that I now have the opportunity to actually record all that stuff with really good musicians. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. And let's see what happens. So if you are watching and you're interested in it, go check out the video. Their video is on my YouTube channel, the whole series. There's also many videos with Alexandre in it. Or you can go to Facebook, and then if you like the initiative and the music, you can join the Indiegogo, which will go live on Saturday. That was it for my week. Anything else you want to say before we go to the quiz?
No, but I'm kind of actually enjoying this. Not that I'm enjoying the pandemic, but the fact I probably would never have learned all these standards if it weren't for this.
No, but that's a good point, and it's actually my point too. Like, I have time now to do stuff that I wouldn't have done otherwise. I mean, I still miss playing with people and and the gigs, but at least I found something to do.
I mean, I would have had time to learn these standards, but it's kind of like by necessity. Like, I'm bored, I can't play with anyone, so I'm gonna join the musical community and learn their tunes.
Yeah, you're lucky they're in Taiwan and you can still jam.
Yeah, I know. And I get together with a bass player and we practice.
That's very cool, man. I messaged with Alexandre and Dennis all the time. It's like crazy long conversations that we have to type everything. And then I said to Dennis, I wish I was in Taiwan, just because for the jamming situation. Like, even though it might not be the best jams in the world, it's just nice to go and just play some songs. Now it's like,
yeah, it is fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah. Okay, so let me see. The quarantine series ending make me want to. Pablo Cardona says the quarantine series make me want the pandemic to not end. The arrangements are beautiful. Oh, thank you, Pablo. But let's hope it ends. Because I'm starting this new initiative. Here's the thing. If I'm honest, I think it will be very difficult for live gigs to be happening anytime soon, right? Like, on the scale that we're used to, like with the amounts of people watching. I heard these kind of initiatives of opening theaters like 24/7 and have like 8 concerts a day, so that 30 people can watch those concerts. But even then, even with that initiative, an artist would have to perform for 30 people. I mean, there already was not a lot of money in performing in theaters, but I mean, how much can you make playing for 30 people? How much can the theater pay you, right? So this new initiative, I expect to be continuing even when everything is normal, because until the situation is normalized with concerts, it's gonna take. I don't want to be pessimistic, but I think it's gonna take a year at least for everything to be kind of normal, right? Like 200 people in the theater watching, not only because of rules, but also because of people that actually want to go to a theater and sit there with 300 other people. I mean, for myself, I cannot see me sit in a theater with 300 people right now. It's like very difficult for me to envision that. So I don't know how you guys feel about that, but
Well, I mean, we had this long conversation on WhatsApp about that, and I think it's a great initiative, and I really hope it's going to work, because I'm right there with you. It's not that I want to be pessimistic, but realistically speaking, like concert venues, like festivals, bars where there's live music, they're the first places to get shut down,
yeah,
and they will be the last to get reopened. So of course nobody knows. I'm not a pandemist or whatever. I don't know, like just everybody else, what's going to happen in the next year. But that is a fact. They get shut down first and they reopen at last. So I think it's really great to kind of try to circumvent the current online situation regarding recorded music, which is basically you have these huge companies like iTunes, Spotify, of course, that makes like billions and billions, and musician, I mean, who got paid from Spotify? Like
nothing.
Who knows someone who, like, it's so and there are bands that actually were already exploring like alternative ways, like to make some things that is a bit more special, that people who are really interested in the artist would get. And I think I mean I want to be hopeful that there's an avenue there to be explored, that maybe people will realize that we can't just make music for free like that without gigs. I mean, because it used to be like that, because basically you do a CD maybe with a label, it will end up on Spotify, but you play gigs with that. You so you don't mind the music to be sort of free, because you get opportunities to play.
And you can sell it. You can sell your album as a memorabilia during a concert, right?
Yeah, and also that. But if you take away that part of the deal, like playing concerts, then hopefully like people who really enjoy certain projects or certain artists are going to realize that if they want those people to actually be able to continue to perform in the future, or to continue to practice their instrument and not just drop their careers, because at some point it's going to come to that.
But even before Spotify, I still remember there was a company in the Netherlands, I won't name names, but there was a company in the Netherlands that started a new label that gave many opportunities to artists that were not hired by the big labels to make albums with wide distribution. Of course, everybody wanted that. But then I made for them 4 albums and a DVD, and in total, I got 750 euros. Right? They sold thousands of those things, and they always told me, like, okay, it's 750. It was 1,500, but I had to share it with the other producer guy. And then the musicians on those projects didn't get paid anything, because I was the one mixing and recording, right? So they gave us, we were 2 people in the studio, so they gave us 1,500 to produce those albums. And then they got a deal with us and the musicians that the moment they would break even, they would share the profits. Mm-hmm. But we never got any money. And when I went after them, or like the company didn't exist anymore, and I discovered that they just made a what do you call it when you go on a different name. They just filed Chapter 11, and then they had a new name, and they put all that music on iTunes. So those albums are on iTunes, and I cannot ask anyone for the money. I send mails, stuff, right? And they're like, "Oh, we're gonna investigate," but of course you never hear anything. Right. Or what can you do, right? So those albums are still being sold, and yeah, I never got any money for it, and the musicians on it didn't get anything. So, yeah. So even before Spotify was already bad, of course, and now it's maybe even worse. So I think the initiatives that you're talking about, I think you're talking about Pamplemousse, right? For instance.
Yeah.
And the thing that I'm starting, I hope it will be a new, because of course I'm starting it, but other people can also do it, right? I don't have to be the only one. All the money that we make with the Indiegogo goes 100% to the people in the project, the musicians and me. So I'm also one of the musicians, but there's no one else. There's no managers, there's no booking agents, there's nothing, no publicists, just straight to the musicians. And I can be honest, I take 1.5 share, which is not, so everybody gets an equal share, I take 1.5, right? So that's not a lot, actually, if you think about the amount of hours I have to put into it to make work. But that's just because we're starting up, right? And I don't want to be immediately like, I'm going to take 10 times. No, just like, let's start, let's invest something, and we'll see what happens. You got any thoughts about this, Dennis? Fell asleep. Dennis fell asleep.
Is he asleep?
He fell asleep.
I think he's sleeping.
Live on stream, Dennis. Oh.
No,
he fell asleep. Dennis fell asleep. I always thought he was very quiet, because normally he would like.
His eyes are open, though. I mean, that's a bit scary.
I'm not sure maybe I can cut his feet. I'll cut his feet.
Like, really?
No, he's messaging me. Maybe.
No. Okay. He froze. Okay.
No. He fell asleep.
Really?
I will I will cut his feet. So he's gone. Oh no, Dennis is resetting his modem. Oh, okay. I'm just getting a message from.
It's a frozen picture.
Yeah, so he didn't. Oh. Okay, that means we have to fill time, man. So.
Oh, great.
It's your turn.
My turn to do what?
Come up with we're off script, man. You're an improviser. You're a jazz improviser. Come on.
Right. We can just continue to discuss about that, because that's really interesting. Fine. Maybe there's a way to, because when you use, I do use Spotify. That's like the most infuriating thing about those services, is that even as a musician, even knowing how bad they are, you still use them. And I actually don't even think they provide a great service, because like the quality of certain recordings, especially the old ones, is really crap. Like the way it's compressed is really done poorly. The search function is really bad. Yeah. Like when you try to find a specific version, it's a nightmare, because every time there's a compilation that comes out, they label it as it was a new album. So you end up with all those listing of you type a jazz standards, and you would think that those are 8 different albums, but it's just 8 different compilations, and you wouldn't find so maybe there's hope in that people who buy like specific projects, it becomes something special for them to listen to. Like they listen to it in order, that as we used to do, like when you put a CD or you listen to a vinyl or something like that. I hope the other, like the sad part of the story is that
sorry, Dennis just entered, and he messed up my complete my window. Wait, I have to. This is kind of messed up. Sorry, people. That's very amateur. But yeah, I'm using Zoom, and if somebody leaves the room, it's completely. I have to capture us again. So I'm going to. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you.
Yep, I had to reset them all. I told you 1 hour before that the internet was not good today.
Yeah, but now we're all gone. So I'm going to have to capture us again, because
I think the neighbor is watching her soap operas. I told her that her life was insignificant, but she didn't believe me.
Who are you talking about now?
My neighbor sharing my Wi-Fi.
Oh, really?
No, I didn't say that, but it's true.
Okay, so here we are. We're back again. I'm gonna just do it like this because otherwise it takes too much time. Sorry, very sorry for the people that are watching. Okay, but we're back.
And just to finish what I was saying, and
Yeah.
and on that whole discussion about what's selling digital goods means for basically everyone, like all information wants to be free basically. There's a really interesting guy, and I think as musicians it's really worth everybody's time to check that guy out. Is called Jason Lanier. So he's a Silicon Valley sort of guru. So he was really involved. He has sold many startups to Google and the likes, and he's sort of taken a step back from all of that, and has really some interesting ideas about maybe solutions to that whole really problematic situation where the client is actually providing the content and the real product is actually the information that those companies get on the users, like Facebook and all of that. And I mean, it's worth a read. He has some great interviews.
What's his name again?
Jason Lanier.
So send me a link and then I'll put it in the description
later.
Yeah,
I will. Yeah. Okay.
Let's head to the quiz. You ready?
Yep.
So I prepared a jazz quiz to see which one of you has the best chops. What I basically did is I took 10 quotes from famous jazz musicians, like really famous. You know these guys. And I took 10 quotes from non-jazz musicians. Could be rock musician, could be a non-musician. And I just searched for quotes that would fit together. And you have to guess which one is a jazz musician. And the rules are as follows, right? There's 10 questions. If you guessed right, so I'm first gonna show you the quote and I'm gonna say, Alexander, A or B, right? And then you give me an answer, and then Dennis. If you guess right, you get a point. Then you get an extra point if you can guess who said it. But that's just gonna be a wild guess, but you never know. You might know it, right? So then you each have 2 jokers, which you can play at any time. So when you see the quote, you think, okay, I know this one. I know that you can say, I put a joker, and you get double points for that question. But you have to say it before you answer. And the last 3 will be 3 points each. And if you put a joker, of course, it's going to be 6 points. So.
Oh, great.
Okay. So now for the people at home, I can actually, if Dennis didn't mess up my screen layout, let me see if that works. Can I show the quiz? No, I can't. So Dennis, thank you. You also messed that up.
You're welcome.
Can I get it back? Let me see. Can I get it? Because it would be helpful to have it back. Let me see. No, there's no way for me to do that, I think. No. Okay, so too bad. I prepared like this nice layout with the quotes on screen, but people at home also have to remember the quotes. So I'm the only one with the quotes here. So here we go. I'm gonna make Dennis, Alexander. Let me get the quiz.
Good luck, Denis.
Good luck. Okay. Question 1. Quote. Oh, sorry. This is actually. Yeah. Oh, and also the order of the quote. So it's not going to be, because might be gaming. You think, okay, he put A for the jazz quote in the first question. Then for 2, he put it again. And for 3, it must be B. No. What it is, I threw a die. And if it was 1 to 3, I put A first. And when it was 4 to 6, I put B first. So it's completely random. They might be all answer A or all B. I don't know. I don't even know, right? Okay, here you go. Question 1. Quote A. I'd rather be dead than cool. B. I'm famous. Ain't that a bitch? Again. A. I'd rather be dead than cool. And B. I'm famous. Ain't that a bitch? Okay, Alexandre. A or B?
I'm going to say that the jazzman said I'm famous.
Ain't that a bitch? Okay.
Yeah.
So you choose B. Okay, Dennis.
B sounds like a Miles Davis thing to say, so I'll choose B too.
B. Okay, you both scored 1 point because that's correct. So you can both get a guess who said it. So you
I was going to say Miles Davis as well.
you can both say the same thing. I mean,
Please both say it.
okay, that's wrong. It was Thelonious Monk. Thelonious Monk said that.
Oh.
And the first one, I'd rather be dead than cool, was Kurt Cobain. So both score 1 point.
Well, he is dead, so he's not cool.
But he's dead, but he's cool too. So
Okay, here we go. Number 2. I never practice my guitar. From time to time, I just open the case and throw in a piece of raw meat. That's A.
Oh, I know
And
this one.
B. Sometimes the nicest thing to do with the guitar is just look at it. That's B. Again, A. I never practice my guitar. From time to time, I just open the case and throw in a piece of raw meat. And B. Sometimes the nicest thing to do with the guitar is just look at it. Okay, Dennis.
Oh, okay. I know this one. I'm gonna guess but I know this. I'll say Joker, right?
You want to do Joker? Okay.
Yeah, and it's A.
A. You
And
say A.
I'm gonna guess it's Wes Montgomery. Sounds something like.
Well, you have to wait for Alexandre to answer everything.
Oh.
Okay, but no, you can do that. It's fine.
I think I've seen that quote too, so I'm going to put my Joker on A as well. And I think, but I forgot his name. What's the name of the rhythm guitar in the Count Basie?
That's. I can't. If I say the name, you have to say the name.
It's probably not him anyway, but wait.
I know who it is, but.
Freddie Green.
Freddie Green, yeah.
Okay. You're both correct. It's A, and it was Wes Montgomery. So that means 1 point for Alexander, and 2 points for Dennis. So it's now 3-2 for Dennis.
Wait.
But wait, I thought we used a Joker. Don't we use a Joker?
Yeah. You got 2 points, Dennis.
And then an extra point for guessing the name, right?
He guessed.
You get. No, you get double points.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. You put a Joker. Yeah. It's kind of complicated. But let's say then you get 3 points for it, right? So not 4. So let's do that. So you get 4. You have 4 points, and Alexander got 2 points. 4-2.
Yeah.
Go number 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, number 3, and you both have 1 Joker left. Number 3. Quote A: opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. And quote B: anyone who thinks they're happy should really see a doctor because there's no reason to be happy.
I'm going to go with B, and so I can just make.
No, let Dennis first.
Yeah, okay.
First, I'm gonna say if you're correct, and then you can guess. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-mm.
I've heard A, but I don't know if it's a jazz musician. But B sounds more like a jazz musician to me.
So you choose B?
Yeah, B. Yeah.
Both wrong. Okay, great.
Oh. Who said A?
Yeah, A was R. Blakey. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
wow.
B was I mean, these are my sources that I researched. Might be not true.
I've read that quote like so many times.
Yeah, but it could be from R. Blakey, right? And B was Marilyn Manson, actually.
Oh.
Okay. Let's go to
Who's
question.
my favorite jazz musician?
Question 4. My music is best understood by children and animals. That's A. B. Anyone can make the simple complicated. Creativity is making the complicated simple. Again, A. My music is best understood by children and animals. And B. Anyone can make the simple complicated. Creativity is making the complicated simple. Dennis.
So A sounds like a classical quote I've read somewhere. So I'm gonna go with B.
B, okay.
B. I said B.
Yeah, B, yeah.
I'm going to go with B as well.
Yeah, you're both correct, so you can both make a guess. Dennis, who was it, you think?
Oh, I have no idea. But okay, I'll just guess. I'll just say, Louis Armstrong, just like that.
Louis Armstrong, okay.
I'm going to go with Chet Baker.
Okay, that's both wrong. It's Charles Mingus, but close. And the other one was correct. Dennis, I want to give you a bonus point if you can guess which composer said it.
Oh my gosh.
You said sounds like a classical composer. You're right.
Yeah. I have read that. Listen, I'm gonna say Debussy. I don't know.
You want to do a guess, Alexander?
Prokofiev?
No, it's Stravinsky. Stravinsky.
Ah.
Okay. Let's go. Next
I
one.
knew it. I knew
I
it.
knew he was a recent musician.
Number 5. Okay, here we go. I've been imitated so well, I've heard people copy my mistakes. That's A. B. If you don't make mistakes, you aren't really trying. Alexander. Again, A. I've been imitated so well, I've heard people copy my mistakes. And B. If you don't make mistakes, you aren't really trying. Don't search on the internet. That is.
I'm not.
Okay.
I think it could be really both, but I am going to say A.
A. Okay. Dennis.
For the first time, I'm gonna say B. I'm gonna diverge.
Dennis is correct. It was B. And Dennis, you want to do a guess? Who said it?
So, well, sorry, what was B again?
Again, if you don't make mistakes, you aren't really trying.
No, I don't know. I can't say a random name. See, I'll say John Coltrane.
It's Coleman Hawkins. it's a saxophone player. And the other one, I've been imitated so well, I've heard people copy mistakes, Jimi Hendrix.
Oh.
Okay. Let's go to number 6. I'd rather be a musician than a rock star. And B. I think that a musician is like a doctor. He's supposed to heal people and make them feel better. Again, A.
I've heard B.
A. I'd rather be a musician than a rock star. And B. I think that a musician is like a doctor. He's supposed to heal people and make them feel better. Alexandre.
I'm going to go with A.
A, okay. Dennis.
I've read them both. Oh, it's hard to choose. Hold on. I'll say A2.
A? Yeah, you're both right. No, yeah, you're both wrong. You're both wrong. That is George Harrison from the Beatles. I'd rather be a musician than a rock star, is George Harrison. The other one is Steve Turr, the trombone player. Okay, let's go to 6. Lesser artists borrow, great artists steal. That's A. Lesser artists borrow, great artists steal. And B. When you hear music, after it's over, it's gone, in the air. You can never capture it again. Again, A. Lesser artists borrow, great artists steal. And B. When you hear music, after it's over, it's gone, in the air. You can never capture it again. Dennis.
I'll say B.
Alexandre.
I'm going with B as well because I think A is from a classical composer.
Okay, very good. So it's both correct. So you get both a point. And you want to guess who said it? Dennis?
I've heard the class. No, I don't know. I'm gonna wait. So no, I have no idea.
When you hear music, after it's over, it's gone in the air. You can never capture it.
Hold on. But I'll say Keith Jarrett.
Keith Jarrett, Alexandre?
I have no idea. Herbie Hancock.
Okay, it's Eric Dolphy. So you have now it's 7-4 for Dennis. You want to guess the classical composer, Alexandre, that said it? Because you said it's classical composer. It's true, it's a classical composer. Who said it?
Yeah.
I've read that too.
I have to think about it. I think I saw Adam Neely video where he was talking about that, and I'm quite sure he named the guy, but I've
you can guess. You just do a guess.
Pierre Boulez.
Okay, Dennis?
I have no idea. I know it's a fairly recent one, but I've read it. I can't make a guess, man.
You don't have to guess.
No, I don't.
Pass? Okay, it's against Stravinsky.
Yeah,
it's against Stravinsky. Okay, next one.
It was recent.
It takes an intelligent ear to listen to jazz. That's A. It takes an intelligent ear to listen to jazz. A. B. Jazz is like boxing. The better it is, the less people appreciate it. Okay, again. A. It takes an intelligent ear to listen to jazz. And B. Jazz is like boxing. The better it is, the less people appreciate it. Alexandre.
I'm going with B.
B. Dennis?
Yeah, me too, actually.
It's both wrong. That was said by a boxer called George Foreman. But I cheated a little bit because he said boxing is like jazz. But I said jazz is like boxing because otherwise, yeah. And the other one is Art Blakey. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. 2 more. 2 left. Oh, these was by the way, we're in the final 3 questions, so these questions are worth 3 points.
Okay.
Plus, if you put a joker, it's 6 points. And right now, the score is 7-4 for Dennis. So,
Okay.
Question 9. I don't put boundaries on myself when I sit at the piano. That's A. And B. I never had much interest in the piano until I realized that every time I played, a girl would appear on the piano bench to my left and another to my right. Again, A. I don't put boundaries on myself when I sit at the piano. And B. I never had much interest in the piano until I realized that every time I played, a girl would appear on the piano bench to my left and another one to my right. Dennis.
I'll say A.
A, okay. Alexandre?
I'm going to say A, Thelonious Monk.
Both wrong.
Oh.
It was B, said by Duke Ellington. I never had much interest in the piano.
Oh.
A was said by Vanessa Carlton. Like 1,000 miles, like the piano clip that she's driving through the street is a pop artist.
Oh, but you know, my reasoning was a jazz musician would never say that.
Yes, that's why I chose these two.
That's the only one, the only reason he took interest in the piano. But I forgot that if he's a pianist and piano is his first instrument, that it makes sense.
That's I put these quotes to mess you up, but you did pretty well. Okay, last question. Okay. I would put your joker both because you never have to lose, right? Yeah. But joker. I'm gonna make it more interesting. You could put your joker, but if you're wrong, I'm gonna deduct 3 points. So, okay. You wanna? I'm gonna first say the quotes, and then you can decide if you want to put a joker, yes or no. Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
A. The thing is this: when I play, what I try to do is to reach my subconscious level. I don't want to overly think about anything because you can't think and play at the same time. Believe me, I've tried it. And B. Notes and chords have become my second language, and more often than not, that vocabulary expresses what I feel when language fails me. Again, A.
That's a tough one.
The thing is this: when I play, what I try to do is reach my subconscious level. I don't want to overly think about anything because you can't think and play at the same time. Believe me, I've tried it. And B, notes and chords have become my second language, and more often than not, that vocabulary expresses what I feel when language fails me. Dennis.
I'll go with A, no joker. A.
A, no joker. Okay.
I'm behind, right?
You're behind, yeah. To see. So who said it? You can guess first, Alexandre. Who do you think that said it? Okay, but I want to be fair. I'm going to give a hint. Alexandre, I'm going to say...
saxophone.
I want to make a difficult hint for you. I'm going to say no piano. I'm going to say trio, no piano. Okay, Alexandre. Trio,
Sonny
no
Rollins.
Piano.
I'll say the same name because I know it's a saxophone player, but I don't know who it is.
Yeah, but okay, then Dennis, you can go first.
Well, he says Sonny Rollins. Okay, well, I'll go with his answer. Sonny Rollins.
Sonny Rollins?
Yeah, you're both. I was originally going to say I was originally going to say.
So you both say Sonny Rollins? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're both
but I'm
right.
Copying him.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So now then the score is even. I don't know what to do now. I didn't come up with an extra question. So you both got excellent chops. You both got excellent chops.
Doesn't matter. Who cares?
Oh, very good. And the other one
was... Let's go to the top 5 things.
But the other one was said by Slash, by the way. Slash, the guitar player. Okay.
What did he say again?
Notes and chords have become my... Yeah. Too bad. I just wanted to say, you got great chops, and the other one, sucks. But yeah, too bad. Okay, let's go.
You know what? Alexandre would have won. I was going to say some other name. I don't know who.
Yeah, I should have made you write it down and then show me in the screen, right? I'm going to say...
I was going to say Kenny Wheeler, but you said he's not a pianist. Because I don't know if you guys know Kenny Wheeler.
Yes.
He wrote Effortless Mastery.
Yeah.
And there's a really great masterclass by him where he specifically talks about that, making sure that when you play for people, you don't think about anything else that just melodies and
Yeah,
sounds.
I saw do a workshop about it at my school once. It was really nice. But by the way, I said no piano because he made some famous albums, or maybe one, only bass and drums and saxophone.
So
Oh,
New
yeah.
Orleans, yeah,
there's no
yeah,
chord,
yeah.
there's no chord instrument, right? And he plays like an old cowhand stuff.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that.
yeah. It's like live at the yeah.
So let's go to our top 5. So what I asked, Dennis, could you change your a little bit? Yeah. At least his sound card is not like. Did you see this live streams with Dennis that his sound card freezes every like 5 seconds? I had to reset it.
Yeah, no.
Okay, at least that's not happening. So we're gonna do a top 5. What I told them is make a top 5 activities to replace jamming, but you can make your own context. So you can have your own order. It doesn't have to be like the funniest activities or the best ones. Just whatever you think fits that description. So
Okay.
I'll start. My top 5 are just things that probably is gonna take the most time, like from the least time till this will take the most time to do, right? So if you have a lot of time, you should do activity number 1, so it will fill a lot of time. And 5 takes the least time, but it's still fun to do. It's something you might not do if you can jam, for instance. That's my context. What's your context, Dennis?
For my context, is how you. I asked you how you define jam, so I can define this. For me, I only have 2 reasons to jam. One is because I want to improve. I want to learn new songs, play with better musicians. 2, I just want to have fun. And so that's my context for jamming. And then I'll have activities that go beyond that.
Did you have an order in like number 1 is the funnest or something?
No,
or
I don't have an order.
Okay. And Alexandre?
Yeah, so my context is, I don't think there's really something that can replace jamming. So I'm not just going to try to replace that. And I guess I have a list that's a bit focused on like serious activities. It's not. I didn't include like really like stuff that people do to have fun, but actually I think a lot of them can be really fun.
Okay. Well, you can. Let's start with you. Let's start with our number 5. So, Alexandre, what's your number 5?
Number 5. I have no order actually. So my number 5. Well, I'll just go with number 1 then. Like it's learn how to use a DAW, so a DAW, digital audio workstation, and an audio device. So that's for people who wouldn't know that, it's the stuff that you use to produce CDs, but it's something that you can use just to record yourself with a good sound, and maybe do some backing tracks for yourself, or practice and record yourself. And
but are you more focused on like
yeah.
Do you mean like really learning the software so you know how it works, or is it more just so that you can
Oh no, it's just really learning the software because it's so useful as a musician to use that. Like for example, when I listen to music and there's something that I like, even on a Facebook video, anywhere, I always have that thing running in the background, and I can hit a button and record a phrase.
Oh, smart.
And so I have and if I want to learn something, a new phrase or something like that, I just can go back to that stuff, and I have a phrase to learn. So you can do that. You can transpose stuff. You can slow down things. You can record yourself. There's so many. I mean, it basically enables you to treat audio.
Now, what do you think? Why is that better than just using your phone, for example?
Because it's just more convenient. You can do so many things just with the click of a mouse. Whether with your phone, it's going to be one app to do this, another one to do that, another one to do that. There, it's just all there, and it's really nice.
Do you have a preference? Which one do you recommend? If people like interested in a DAW, which one would you recommend?
Yeah, Reaper.
Me too.
It's the best one.
Best and the cheapest. Yeah.
And it's free.
Yeah. Dennis, what's your number 5?
it's not in any order as well, and it's always in the context of what I said earlier. For me, 2 reasons to jam is to have fun, social reasons, so that you don't care. Another one is to get better, and that's why I actually go jams now, to learn new songs, because this music school standard is new to me. So number 5 would be just listening to music and trying to figure out chord progressions or what the soloist is doing just by listening.
So what you're doing now, right? What you have a jazz standard, and you would search out many different versions.
Yeah. So like, for example, we'll see. I'll explain that later. But for example, like I take the Metro to go to the jam session, so I'll just put on a recording, and yeah, exactly to see, okay, what's Wes Montgomery doing? Oh, cool, he's playing this substitution, and then I verify on the GarageBand.
So my number 5 is it takes. So my number 1 is it takes the most time, right? If you need to kill like a whole day, number 1. But number 5 takes the least time. But it is something I rediscovered. So it doesn't really replace jamming, but it's cooking. Because I wasn't really cooking like before. I mean, I could cook, right? My parents taught me how to cook. I'm from an Indonesian family, so that cooking is important. But like with the rehearsals and the traveling and the gigging and like there was no time to cook. So I was always like either getting a meal somewhere or like just go out to eat. But yeah, you can't go out to eat. So I'm just cooking now like 3 times a week, and it's actually kind of enjoying it. So if you
you're from an Indonesian family, cooking is important. I'm just thinking the microwave.
Yeah, microwave is important too. But yeah, but that's an inside joke. But
cooking, right?
Yeah, but so what I do is now I have there's several companies. You have like Marty Spoon, you have HelloFresh, and so after like 2 weeks, like inspiration was gone. Like, what shall I cook now? So then we discovered HelloFresh, and with HelloFresh, you still have to cook everything, but they just deliver all the ingredients at home, so you don't have to go out shopping, and you also don't have to think, what am I going to cook today? Because they have this big list of things you can choose from. It's like, oh, this week I want to make some curry, I want to make some things, and they don't make anything, you have to make it yourself. But it's really very convenient because you don't have to go out shopping, because I mean that's not enjoyable anyway. But even now, like, you have to wait long time, you have to wait in line and keep distance, which makes it very complicated to go shopping. So number 5, cooking, and then I use HelloFresh. So number 4, what's your number 4, Dennis?
Let me just see what I got here.
Are you sponsored by HelloFresh?
No.
Yeah. Number 4 is something that I've always done, is practicing while watching a movie or a TV show.
Oh, like you mean like binge watching a show like Casa de Papel?
This all the time.
Yeah. But what do you practice then? Like licks?
Different things. Depends. There are certain things that demand more concentration. In such case, I'm usually having to. If a show will last 30 minutes, it might take me an hour to watch it because I zone out on what I'm focused on the music. So it depends. So if it's more mechanical stuff, I can focus more on the TV show.
Right. Yeah. Because I find it very hard. I tried it, but it's either I can't follow the show anymore, or it's just like I'm just doing the same thing over and over.
But that's what it depends. That's how it depends.
It feels wrong to me.
But I've been developing the skill for a number of years.
But also you do it with violin too, or only guitar? Because with guitar it's easier.
With the violin too.
Really? Okay.
That's why I have headphones all the time.
Okay.
I have the metronome and the headphones.
It's funny because I couldn't disagree more with that advice.
It's okay.
But yeah.
But there's more people that do it though, and I can see it for like technical exercises because it's just repeating, and you have to focus in the beginning, like, okay, these movements are correct, and once you feel it, you have to repeat it many times, and you could do that while watching a show probably.
Yeah, but the way your brain works when you learn something, if you're not totally concentrated, it's so easy to learn mistakes even when you're only doing that. If you're not really into what you're doing, you might just learn something that's wrong. I mean, it's I guess
I can see your point of view,
depends, but
no, I can understand your point of view, and I guess everyone is different. But I'll admit something. This is the only way I've ever practiced music. Gypsy, jazz, guitar, everything's always been this way since I was a kid.
What are you watching then?
Anything on Netflix.
Okay.
Anything that's cool.
Okay, no, my number 4, and then you go last, Alexandre. So we change order all the time. So my number 4 is writing tunes, and that's something most people actually don't do that as much as they actually should or could, right? Because that's something it can be frustrating because maybe you don't have any ideas, but once you have something, it's really something to be proud of, right? Because you wrote something that didn't exist before, nobody played it. There's no recordings, it's just yours, right? So if you're a singer-songwriter, this can be very difficult, but you have to come up with lyrics and it has to be very special. But if you're just a jazz improviser, it can be just the chords of, I don't know, All the Things You Are with a new theme or something, or you take the chords of the A part of Hansuk Rose and the B part is Caravan, whatever. And you come up with a new theme, maybe some hits or some accents, and maybe think of a bass line. Might take you anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour. But I bet most people could actually come up with like a tune. You write it down or you record it, and then you have something that you can keep forever. And when the gigs return, you can play those. So that's number 4 is writing tunes. Alexandre.
I have to pull up my list. Wait.
Play with the
Learn
cats.
new instruments.
Yeah.
I've been doing that a lot.
So you're learning bass, right?
Yeah, double bass and but a little bit of everything actually. A little bit of piano and I find it really interesting because like I honestly I try to come up with my own stuff, and I notice I have no idea what's a nice way to go for the from the 4th degree to the 1 or something like that in a minor tune. I had the case yesterday because I was jamming a little bit with the bass for the first time, and then I really think that kind of knowledge, like what is it that the other guys are doing, and trying to find your own stuff and understanding or how voice leading works on the piano or walking bass is what the bass is doing is just going. I think it's going to improve like my skills on the violin, because I'll be more able to anticipate what's going on and understand more, like even on a subconscious level, like what's happening around me, like being able to hear what's happening around in the band.
So are you also transcribing like bass lines or something, or?
Not yet, because I'm a bit focused on technique first, because I really don't want to hurt myself. So I want to make sure that intonation is okay, but also that everything is relaxed all the time. But I'm going to to start that soon. Yeah.
Okay. I'll go first with my number 3. So number 3 of activities to replace jamming, and this takes more time than the final number 4, and it's something basically that you already said, Alexandre, but mine is more specific. But it's actually playing along with a backing track, but not a backing track that already exists, but recording one yourself. So, and you can use your phone for that, right? It doesn't really matter for me if you use a DAW. That would be the best way, but it's more about the activity of trying to lay down a steady backing track of a song. Or you can use a click, but like make it sound good enough for you to jam along with and have fun. And then actually the most ideal situation would be that you then play the backing track on your sound installation, and then you record yourself playing along with your backing track. And then you watch it back, and then you have both information from the rhythm that you played and the solo that you played on it. So it's an involved process, because if you've never recorded before, you'll never be happy, and you will not do it again. And it's going to take many hours before you're happy with it. But you're going to learn lots of stuff from it, because you got to make that backing track sound good, and you got to do at least 5 choruses, right? Because you're going to do theme, 3 choruses, and a theme again. And then you have to play solo on it. So that's my number 3, is playing with backing tracks, but record the backing track yourself. Now, if you don't want to record your backing track, the best source for backing tracks is someone that's right here in the chat. It's my it's my YouTube channel now. There's like both Dennis and me have great backing tracks. So are yours on YouTube, Dennis?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, so both Dennis has backing tracks. I think we actually have different songs though. You have all the Gypsy Jazz standards, and
Most of them.
I have many Gypsy Jazz standards, but I also have lots of modern or like straight ahead standards, but still played with a Gypsy Jazz guitar. So if you are lazy, you can do that, but you can do that anytime, right? But now that you have lots of time, you can record your own backing track.
And also, I just wanted to add something about what you said. For example, if you play violin and you're not comfortable with like playing double stops or plucking chords or stuff like that, you can even do that. That's something I do when I have a really difficult piece and I look at the chord changes and I don't understand anything. I had the case last time was Wayne Shorter tune. Really beautiful, but I forgot the
Infant Eyes?
Yeah, Infant Eyes.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. So I just pick up the viola, I record a voice. So I just pick up a note on the first chord, and then I try to make a voice throughout the harmony. Then I pick up another one, then another one. I'm not arranging in any sort of way. I'm just picking random notes.
But from the chords, right? Notes from the chords.
And if you do that like with 6, 7 or like even with doubling, you don't care. You're not trying to arrange. You'd be amazed at how much more you understand what's happening in the harmony.
That's interesting. I've never heard that before. That's interesting. Yeah.
With Infant Eyes, I was really astonished that my stuff, it was just long notes and with no arranging, and it sounded quite good actually. It's like, and you're like, oh yeah, so that's what's happening with each and every voice.
Yeah, but you need a DAW for that, right? You need a DAW for that.
You need it. Oh yeah,
you need a DAW, yeah. But yeah, that's a great tip. I've never heard it.
Really fun. Really fun.
Really nice. Dennis, what's your number 2?
Number 3, maybe, right?
3. Sorry, number 3. Yeah.
I didn't even say number 3 yet.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty much similar. It's recording yourself, and then for the purposes of getting better.
But how do you?
Different
how?
Things.
Just like with backing track?
So there's different things. For example, if you want to work on your accompaniment, then you record with a click track. And then you look at to see where you slow down, where you sped up. If you want to practice your soloing, you make your own backing track, either without a click or with a click to see if the rhythm is speeding up or whatever. But if you're going to record a backing track with a click, I would say that it could be a good idea after you see where you slow down and sped up, you quantize it so it's perfect, and then you solo over that to see if you're slowing down and speeding up. So for different things, just like listen for sound, intonation, whatever instrument you play. Just listen to yourself to see what your mistakes are.
By the way, did you see that video that Matt Holborn made how to make iRealbook?
Yeah, that was very cool.
That was very cool.
That's
so for people that didn't see it, you should check that video because he makes a run through. But if you want the quick version is he makes it so that iReal only plays a long chord on beat 1, and then on 2 and 4 it's just a click. So you get chord, click, click, chord, click. So you don't get that awful nut swinging backing track, and you can really use iReal that way to have a kind of a swinging backing track. So that's a great tip. What's your number 3, Alexandre?
My number 3 also, if I just say number 3 can also include what Alexandre was proposing, to record multiple voices when you're playing monophonic instruments.
Yeah, it's recording, right? Yeah.
And also, it's also nice to about the click. I was doing that yesterday. I haven't done that in a while, but instead, once you get comfortable with the tempo, instead of doing 2 and 4, you divide by 2 and you put it on the 4. Then you put it on the 4 each every 2 bars.
That's difficult.
You can try that first with comping, because then it's really you decide where the beats are.
Yeah.
And then you get that and it's hard, but it's better to be 2 actually to do it. But it's so awesome when for one chorus you like, wait, the click is off, and actually no, it's just you can't hear it because you're so much in tight with that stuff. When you do that, you really have to dive in a tempo and not change it. Like you decide you're going to play at 200 BPM or something like that, and then you divide really slowly, so you really dive in the tempo. It's really cool. At the end, we managed to put it on the 3 end.
So impossible.
Yeah, it's possible. And
really?
the trick to do that.
Impossible. I don't believe it. Video or it didn't happen. Sorry.
I
video
send you a recording. I can send you a recording.
Yeah, send me.
We recorded the session.
Yeah.
But the trick.
You edit the click in right on three ends.
So the thing is, it's really hard. But the really important stuff, it's not to be counting and waiting for the click when you try to get the tempo. It's to be really sure about your one. So the click goes, and you sing 1.
Dennis, we should ask
something like that.
We should ask him to do it right now with a click of 3 ends. There's a video online of me trying to do that and failing horribly. It's like, okay, that was 2, that's 4, let's do 3 end, and I fail. It's like, okay, it's not gonna work, guys.
And the ultimate like it's super hard. It's Rick Rosetta, a wonderful double bass player from New York.
From Montreal.
Yeah. So it does that. So basically, you put the click on the upbeat, but no, on the 3-1, the 3 end. How do you say that? 3 end.
3 end.
Yeah. And you make the metronome as if you were in 3/4, but you play in 4/4 over it. So basically, it means that you use that to play just quarter notes, because then the click we go from 4 end to 3 end to 2 end to 1 end to 4 end, and just playing quarter notes with that.
But how do you calculate that? How do you calculate that? That's very difficult to calculate.
No, you take your tempo. You take your tempo. You calculate. You take the tempo of each bar. So if it's 200 BPM, the tempo of the one bar will be 50. You divide that. You multiply that by. Wait.
It's not that easy.
No, it's not that easy. You have to figure out. You have to figure
out how long a 3/4 bar is inside of a 4/4 bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's just a rule of 3.
Let's not try to do anyway. Live math on stream, live calculation on stream. We were at. Did you already do your number 3, then, Alexandre? Yes, right?
I'm not sure.
No, you didn't. You didn't.
I know. Yeah. So that'd be like learning useful skills, like so that'd be maybe how to mix or how to edit a video, how to do a flyer or anything like that, like how to do photography, any type of skills. That there are so many skills that we as musicians we really use to have a really painfully long learning curves, right? Because you practice a new instrument for 3 years and you're still a beginner a lot of the time. But there are so many skills that I guess cooking would fall into that category. That it, like if you practice it for 10 hours or 20 hours, you can really see like big results and be way more competent than before.
Yeah.
So those type of skills that don't. Of course, if you want to master cooking, it's going to take you 10 years or something like that. But in 20 hours, you can get so much better. So as a musician, it's fine also to learn stuff that you can get good at really quickly.
No, that's good advice. Dennis is gone.
Low battery, because you guys are talking forever.
Yeah.
I'll just continue with my number 2. Oh, Dennis is back. Dennis, what's your number 2? What's your number 2?
Yeah, man, you guys talk forever. All right, 2. All right, jamming with specific musicians, like you bring them over to your house or whatever, and then you do metronome exercises. So it's a lot similar to what Alexandre was saying, but you know, the thing I thought about it, you can do some really crazy metronome exercise, but then at one point I think like, I'm not saying it's a waste of time, but like to develop the skills to do what Alexandre was proposing over there, it's gonna take months and hours. It's something I would do only if I'm so bored that I've mastered every other aspect of music. And for me, if I use a metronome jam with other musicians, I would probably just put the click on 1 or 4 or 2, but every 2 bars or every bar or every 4 bars or every 8 bars.
Yeah, I see you do that with Jack. Yeah, I've seen you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah, but you actually, you don't even need to invite people for it. You could do it alone, right?
Yeah, but it's more interesting with people because the more people there are, you're only as good as the one who's worst.
Okay.
It's more fun with
work together.
Two people for me is the most useful, really.
Yeah.
Because it's way less boring and it's
more challenging.
That's true. Yeah. What's your number 2, Alexander?
So my number 2 is I guess wait. Just reading about stuff.
No, why not? Yeah.
I find like I found myself like wasting my time on social media, and it's so much more interesting to just read a book about something or a fictional book.
So about 5G?
Huh?
About 5G, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
So, what are you reading now then?
I've switched. I haven't been reading fiction in a long time, and now I'm reading this French novelist Fred Vargas. It's basically like an investigation, you know, like
detective.
Yeah, detective.
It would take me forever to read it in French, but so my number 2 is closely related to Alexandre's, but not really. So the thing is, I grew up playing computer games, right? I had like the Nintendo original, I had the Game Boys, I had the Super Nintendo, I had the GameCube, I had PlayStation 1, I had Xbox, I had Xbox 360, PlayStation 4. The thing is, I love computer games, but I never had time to do it, right? So I was just no time. And then the moment this thing started, I was like, okay, because I always wanted to play the new Zelda game. That's just like for years, like 2 years now. It's like I wanted to play that new Zelda game because I played all the other ones, right? So, and everybody was saying this is the best one, but yeah, there was no time. And the moment this thing hit, I said to my girlfriend, like, I'm gonna what? Thumbs down?
Yeah, someone gave you a thumbs down.
I'm gonna buy a Switch. So I bought the Nintendo Switch. And was very lucky because now they're all sold out. And I'm playing Zelda, and I really am enjoying it. And it is really the best game. So I was talking to Brad Bros the other day, and he has a Switch, but he hasn't played Zelda. So it's crazy because that's the best computer game I think ever made. So that's my number 2. And you can spend a lot of time. I tell you, because sometimes I do like play 6 hours straight. But then, of course, I have to make those collaboration videos, and I spend the next 5 days mixing and mastering. But like when I have a day off, finally, like the day after I release this, I played like for 5 hours straight. So this is my chance to play those really long games that I couldn't do before. So that's my number 2. Not music related, but still a good replacement for me. So number 1,
Zelda. How many hours is Zelda?
It's forever, man. It's like people been saying, and that's another thing. When you play a game like that, you can also watch content that's related to it, like people that have played it before that are really good at the game, Twitch streams like that. You can really fill your time with it. It's a lot of fun. And if you've never played a video game, this is a really good game to play, because my girlfriend, who's not a gamer at all, she's hooked on this game as well, right? Because she saw me play. It's like, oh, I want to do that too. Because you can do whatever you want, right? You could travel and like kill everyone you encounter, or you could just collect mushrooms and cook mushroom skewers. You know, it's like whatever you want. So let's go to number 1. So let's start with Alexandre. What's your number 1?
My number 1 is learn how to play backgammon.
Oh yeah.
So it's it's a really fun game. First of all, you can play it online, but also I really do think that there are some skills involved there that are really important in real life, as far as helping you to make better decisions. Because if there's one thing that humans or the human brain is really bad at, is like evaluating risks and having an intuitive feeling about probabilities. It's really, really hard for the human brain, and that can lead to a lot of bad decisions in a life. Like people are going to focus too much on a really low risk and are going to impact the rest of their life in a bad way and stuff like that. And it's a really great metaphor for life, because sometimes in that game, for example, you're really behind, and all is left to do is really focus on that one chance over 20 that you might win the game. And also it's a bit kind of a cool metaphor for life, because so you roll a dice, so there's luck involved, right? And actually, the best plays you will make are with the worst dice you will get. Because when you get a good dice, everybody's going to do the obvious thing because it's good. The best move is clear to everyone when the dice is good. But then when the dice is really bad, that's when you can make a difference. And I find that metaphor for life in general really enlightening.
Okay, I should have said all that stuff for Zelda too, right? So that makes it sound much more... yeah, all that for Zelda. Very good metaphor for life stuff. Yeah, all of that. What's your number one, Dennis?
Number one, let me just check it out. Okay. So it's related to the context of my current situation. I go to the jam sessions almost every day in Taiwan. I notice that everyone always has the iReal Pro. Is that what it's called? Is iReal Pro?
iReal Pro, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And I went to this jam the one where I traveled 200 kilometers to the jam. So on the Facebook post, they said you can only choose from eight songs that they suggested. Not they suggested, but they proposed. And so there were some really obscure ones there. So I went and learned the songs from the original recordings. I made my own chord charts, like to know what the chords are. So I went to the jam session, and even the host band used the iReal Pro, and it was completely different from the thing. So my number one is to learn songs by listening to recordings, many different recordings, to see different changes. But not only that, to see like different arrangements. Because one thing I learned, well, a long time ago, of course, but you can learn this, that just because a song is played one way for the melody, as far as the harmonies, it doesn't mean you have to play it that way for the solos. You can often simplify. There's some versions of like Days of Wine and Roses where there's that middle part with all these chords, but for the soloing, they simplify things and stuff like that.
Okay.
So listen, yeah.
It's related to your number 5 then, right? Like the listening to...
Yeah.
So
That's
my number
specific.
one, and you probably might have guessed it, but it's the activity that takes the longest to do. And it's something that you probably... Now, you can do that now because musicians are sitting at home, is making a collab video. And you don't have to do it the way I'm doing it, right? With trying to get the best sound and like the most complicated arrangements. It's just like the activity of finding musicians that you like and recording a song together, and that whole process of like, oh, how we're going to do that? Okay, maybe you start, right? Or maybe make a click track. Which song? What's the arrangement? Because now it's kind of a performance, right? You can't just, it has to have a theme. It has to have like a middle part. You have to really, it is kind of a way to perform live still in some way. It's like a performance, right? Because people are watching it, there's an audience, and you need to make the audience like it. So it needs to have some kind of structure. And but it is a very involved process. The whole thing, like from getting the idea to contacting the people and coordinating that to actually recording it and then making it ready, video editing. So, but it's a great activity, and I would have never done it if it wasn't for this current situation. I think that goes for almost everyone that's doing it, because I know that both of you have been doing it as well, right? Alexandre, in my collaboration videos, but also your own. Yeah. And Dennis, I just saw a recent one where you were playing, which song were you playing, Dennis?
Honeysuckle Rose.
Honeysuckle Rose. Yeah, so you would have never done that, right? If it wasn't for this situation, this current situation, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't have done it. And it was not my idea to do that. So
No,
I
but
just said, why not?
yeah,
Yeah,
but
people ask me, so yeah, sure.
And I get many, I don't know if you get it too, but I'm getting questions every day from musicians on how to do it. Because I've done it, right? So some people think it's that we're doing it live or something, like we're all playing at the same time, but that's just not possible. That's not possible. Actually, in my last video, I wanted to make a joke. I wanted to like say, okay, guys, at like 10 seconds before we start, we're gonna say like, "Are you ready, guys? Ready?" Like, it's like, no, wait, I need to tune my violin, like something like that. But it was too much effort to arrange that. Just to
I've been trying to do that, and it's not really possible. It's a nightmare.
You know who did it, right? The French singer did it. What's her name again? The French singer that the Gypsy Jazz.
Cyril Aimé?
Yeah, Cyril Aimé did it because she was performing with the New York Trio. She was doing Young at Heart and some other song, and then she arrived in the screen because she had a little, and then the band said, "Are you okay?" Cyril said, "Yes, I'm okay." So it gave the appearance of a live church, but you can tell that it was that was faked. Of course, it's not possible. It's not possible with the latency to perform live, but you can. It's still kind of the same feeling when you see the end result. So those were our top 5 activities to replace jamming, right? Or activities that maybe you could seek out in these trying times. I want to thank Alexandre and Dennis for appearing on my channel once again. I was hoping to crown the ultimate jazz chops person, but you both scored equal, so that guess then it's me. Then it has to be me.
No. You wanted someone to lose to trash talking. So
yeah.
There are surely no winners, but the loser is you.
You got me. I'm the loser then.
Yeah. Just don't forget to thank HelloFresh either.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that something about the HelloFresh. I see people are joking about it. Whatever. You can use another service like Marty Spoon. There's more. So thank you all for people that are watching. If you like the video, give it a like. If you don't like it, hit the thumbs down button twice and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content. And watch out for my Indiegogo, which will go live Saturday. And I will see you all in the next video. So I'm going to say goodbye and end the live stream if I can find the button to end it. And it's here. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.